Welcome to Safe Money Strategies with Susan Moore Vault, president of Moore Financial Strategies. Susan specializes in working with those over the age of 50 and is now in her 20th year as a financial services professional in Tucson. None of Susan's clients has ever lost a dime in this market. Susan is an Air Force veteran, a former detective, a mother, and a grandmother. Susan's mantra is get educated about your options so you can make informed decisions. And now, here's your host, Susan Moore Vault.
Protecting all you have. More financial strategies.
Good morning, Tucson. This is Susan Moore Vault. And as always, thank you so much for being with me. A little shout out to some of my regulars like Rob and Lucy and Richie and Christine and Tom. Hi, you guys. Thank you. As always, I appreciate so much your listening and your friendship. And to my other clients out there, God bless you. Thank you. And for those of you that are saying, I really need to call that woman, give me a call. 296-4464. That's 296-4464. Welcome you to go to my webpage at www.morefs.com. I've started posting testimonials of folks that I'm delivering policies to so you can hear a little bit about what they have to say. And for my folks that I have taken testimonials from, which are all of them recently, I want to say thank you so much for being willing to do that for me and for your very kind words. You know, the whole purpose of my practice is to help you get educated on your options so you can make informed decisions. You know, there are two sides to the fence when it comes to investing, and I want to go into this education a little bit because it's what I spend the most time doing. One side of the fence is stocks, bonds, and mutual funds. And when you have your money in securities, how much of it is at risk? All of it, right? Exactly. And you're paying fees. The other side of the fence is insurance. Some brokers will say, oh, it's just insurance, it's just annuities, blah, blah, blah. Well, yes, it is just insurance and just annuities. It's not complicated. You don't have 100-page disclosures and hidden fees all over the place. And I'm going to talk about that in the next segment. How many times have you gotten a prospectus and sat down and read it from cover to cover? I mean, they talk about annuities being complicated. I beg to differ. But the point is that you have a choice. When we're younger and we're in the accumulation stage, yes, we need a broker to help us make our way through the voluminous choices of stocks, bonds, and mutual funds and to find the appropriate thing for our risk tolerance and our age. But when we get past 50, then it's time to start thinking about shifting to a preservation stage. That's when you need somebody like me who's a retirement specialist who can help you plan for your future, who can help you shift into insurance that will guarantee your money, guarantee growth, and guarantee income for life. Heck, with what's going on in the stock market right now, so many people are just plain scared to death, and who can blame them? You never know what's going on from one day to the next. And when I read some of the articles that I read, it just gets downright depressing and scary what China's doing. I mean, they literally are bigger and more powerful and have more money than us now. And it's only a matter of a short time, I think, before we're going to see major changes. The world currency will probably become the yuan, or however you pronounce it. It's a pretty scary thought, and things are going to change because we can't just keep printing money the way we've been doing. And our dollar has been so devalued. I mean, heck, when we go shopping, it's really expensive right now. But back to the difference. With the insurance, it's like you insure your car. Why? You transfer the risk to the insurance company. So if there's an accident, they have to pay for it. You insure your home so that if, God forbid, it burns down, you've transferred the risk to the insurance company. Same thing with your life. Well, what we do is insure your money against loss. It's not rocket science. It's easy. We just help you make sure that your money's going to be there and that you'll have exactly what you know you're going to have. We will document it. You'll have a contractual agreement with the insurance company to create a lifetime income for yourself. So that's what you would do with a 401k or an IRA. Roll it over. And you can do that, as I've said before, if you're 59 and a half, even if you're still working, that's one of the triggers that allows you to do it in addition to retiring or terminating your employment or a hardship distribution. The idea behind the annuity is to give you that safety. Now, let's say you have non-qualified money. You have money sitting in CDs or mutual funds or so forth, and you just want to have a safe place to put it that's going to give you some decent growth and some decent return. You know, something better than what you're getting in a CD. Hello, anybody out there doing really well with CDs right now? I don't think so. Well, I have some short-term annuities that will pay you 2.75% or higher for 5 years or longer. Give me a call and ask me about short-term annuity rates, and let's see what we can do for you there. The other thing that you might want to consider is the ability to have your money leveraged up. I talked last week about long-term care, and I really would urge you to give that some consideration. When you come in to see me, we'll talk about everything. We'll talk about your future planning, preparing for your retirement or continuing in your retirement. We'll talk about death planning and making sure that you've got that taken care of. My associate, Kathleen Holmes, does that, as well as Medicare planning. She's an expert. So please give me a call at 296-4464. That's 296-4464. You know, there's so many things that we can't control, folks. Let's work on the things we can control. Doesn't it just make sense? Come on in and see me. In the meantime, go to my website at www.morefs.com. Check out the information there. And we're going to go on a break, but we'll be right back. So don't go away.
More financial strategies.
Thanks for listening to Safe Money Strategies with Susan Moore Vault. Now, do you have money sitting in CDs or a money market and it's doing nothing? You can put it to work while still having access to 100% of your funds. And you can increase your income by $3,000 to $6,000 a month if you should need long-term care assistance while making no financial commitment. For a free report, call 520-296-4464. Now, you must be in average to good health to qualify. For this free report, call 520-296-4464. That's 520-296-4464. Call Susan Moore Vault today.
Have you had enough of the market gyrations yet? Is a double-dip recession here or near? Hi, it's Glenn Beck, and I want to tell you about Susan Moore Vault at Moore Financial Strategies. If you're over 50 and you're concerned about your nest egg, you need to see Susan. She's been serving Tucson now for about 20 years, and she's never lost one dime of her clients' money. Excuse me? True. For IRA and 401k rollovers, Susan can eliminate your risk and ensure that your money is safe no matter what the market does. She can show you how to guarantee the safety and growth of your money for the rest of your life. Do your own homework with Susan and carefully decide how to manage your money. Do you want to bet on the market, or could your portfolio use some diversification to ensure some stable income no matter what happens on Wall Street? Talk to a true retirement specialist. The only one in Tucson that I've agreed to endorse is Susan Moore Vault. Call Susan now at 296-4464. That's 296-4464.
More financial strategies.
Okay, we're back. There was an article that I've been meaning to share with you. Got lost in my stack. It was in the Arizona Daily Star on Sunday, July 8th, and it's by Gail Mark Jarvis. This is really important, folks, to those of you that are still working, have a 401k. The title is 401k Letter Shows What Plans Cost You. What you don't know can hurt you. In fact, it can hurt you a lot. So when you get a letter about your 401k or 403b from your benefits office at work this month or next, look at it. It will be different than the usual letters you've been stuffing in a drawer. Inside, you're likely to find a shocking tidbit of information. a revelation that you've been paying bills you probably never imagined paying. If you're like most people, you probably assume your 401k is free, but no 401k is free. You pay, and in some workplaces, people pay far too much to get too little. The way you will know is by looking at the letter you are about to receive under new Department of Labor 401k fee disclosure rules. You're likely to see small numbers that appear inconsequential, but they are not. When it comes to investing, tiny numbers pack a huge punch over many years. Consider, for example, the difference between paying 0.5% of your assets on your 401k toward fees compared to 1.5%. Imagine you're 35 and have $25,000 in your 401k, and in the next 35 years you earn 7% on average per year on your mutual funds. But now, apply the fees you pay and assume you work for a conscientious employer who has kept your fees down to just 0.5% of the total in your 401k. After 35 years, you will have about $223,965 in your 401k. During the years your money was growing in the 401k, you paid roughly $16,465 in fees. And if that seems like a lot, consider what you missed by paying fees. When you pay fees, your money doesn't stay in your 401k to gain anything. So your 0.5% in fees ends up leaving you with $42,950 less than you would have had if all your money had been going into your investments. Still, it's only fair that you pay something. There are costs associated with keeping records for your account, sending your statements, giving you information, etc., etc. So, now see what happens to the person who must pay 1.5% in fees for the funds and administration of their 401k instead of just 0.5%. Again, assume you're 35 years old with the same $25,000 and the same 7% return. But this time, the 1.5% in fee cuts into the ending sum dramatically. The individual ends up with about $157,268 in the 401k rather than $223,965 for the plan with the 0.5% in cost. And on the way to accumulating the $157,268, this person had to spend $39,349 in fees and consequently missed the chance to accumulate an additional $109,647 for retirement. Ouch! Once you get the letter from your benefits office and see the fees you're paying for your 401k or 403b, you can use the expense calculator. And folks, you'll have to call me for that because it's too long for me to read. I'll be happy to make a copy of this and fax it to you. But you can find out what your expenses are. You're getting the information about fees from your employer because the U.S. Department of Labor wants you to be attentive. As the nation struggles with stressed Social Security and Medicare systems, the idea is to get people to maximize their retirement savings and take action. Many 401k plans have multiple mutual funds in them, and by seeing what you were charged for each, you might be able to select the cheaper ones. If you can't find funds in your 401k that are inexpensive, you can put enough into a 401k to get matching money from your employers, then use, and she's suggesting low-cost index funds in an IRA or Roth away from work. I would suggest that you use that money to go into an annuity. Get a 10% bonus. I have one product that I own myself that gives you a 10% bonus for every deposit. So say I work for another 5 years. For the next 3 years, I have one that's 3 years and one that's 5 years. I get a 10% bonus for every deposit I make, plus a 2% fixed. These new laws where these disclosures are required are going to be in effect immediately and have to be totally rolled out by August 30th. So be looking for that, folks. Once that money is taken out in fees, it is gone forever. If you have other non-qualified, non-IRA type mutual funds, you can go to www.personalfund.com